I basically use milk and water from boiled eggshells.
Plants drink milk and they eat eggs.
Exactly.
Tell us more
We see
about
that milk is rich in NPK, and eggshells, water from eggshells are rich in calcium.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, today it's a very warm morning, very cool morning, and it's just 10 a.m. I, Kataps, Katariwa, your boy of Kataps Farm, have brought you a special talented young man, somebody of the gift that you never expect to see around, that has designed something, the garden. I want to show you the person. Tell us his journey, what he does. I'm sure you'll learn something. If you're there, follow us. Subscribe to our channel, Kataps Farm. Then more are to come. So Joel, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
I'm the host.
Thank you so
and
much.
you are the owner of the home.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do people need to see? Who are you?
Okay. So my name, first of all, I'm Dumba Joel. I'm excited you're here. Well, I do gardening. So this gardening you're seeing here, it's called the City Garden, but I gave it a name, Jordan City Garden Project. That is the name I call it. Yes.
That's cute. So, when did you start this? What made you start? How did you get the idea
Okay.
to join this farming?
Okay. So I started actually last year, around November. I started with just a few things here. I'm just now expanding as you are seeing. And so I started with planting tomatoes around here in sacks, in plastic bags, just like you're seeing them here.
Yeah.
And also planting green pepper, also in plastic bags. We've been harvesting them. So for now, we are growing a bit more plants than we did in the last year. We are now growing.
I think you could take us around as you show us how you started and what you are now doing.
Okay, so now maybe you can start with this one.
Yeah, start with this one.
So for this one here, I'm growing watermelon. As you can see, they are still young. They are about 10 days now. And so the hope is that they are going to be growing on this net that you're seeing. Yeah, it's a net. I made it for the watermelon. I think they're strong enough to hold them up, and I'll also be giving them support. So I think around after 80 days, I'll be harvesting my watermelon.
After 80 days, 8 weeks, 8 months.
80 days.
From now?
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
What kind of a species is this that grows so fast like that?
So this species is called Azali F1, but it is we normally localize the name. We normally call it zebra.
Oh, the Ugandan name zebra.
Zebra. But it is usually big enough and it grows faster. Mostly people harvest it after 75 days, but I am planning to be making a nursery bed out of this. So I'll be making seeds. I want to leave them grow a bit up to 80 days. Then I begin harvesting. Yes.
Okay, that is watermelon.
So this is watermelon. Now this one here is cucumber. Cucumber is a climber. It can also climb here. As you can see, they are of the same size. This one will get ready after 60 days. But for now, it is 10 days. Yes, 10 days, and it is also going to climb up here, and I'll be pruning it to make sure that it grows well.
That means you keep your records properly.
I keep my records properly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, record keeping in everything you do must be key.
Yes.
It's never enough to say that I remember. Write it down. Just as I'm carrying my diary, I will tell you that I met Joel on this date and date. That is it. So we move take us around. We see I'm getting more inspired to be into farming more than I am now.
So for now, as you can see, the cucumber and the watermelon, I first make a nursery bed.
Okay.
So I put in things like this one here. These are disposables. So I put the seeds here. After mixing my soil, I put the seed here. Then after 3 days, then I transplant. So they begin growing within the main garden. This is now the main garden.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. So in here, as you can see, this row here, there are bags here. These are plastic bottles. I simply painted them, but I planted green peppers.
How long does it take to mature green pepper?
So these green peppers usually take 120 days to begin harvesting. But these are annual plants. They can take a whole year when you're harvesting.
Earning money daily.
Earning money daily. So when they begin fruiting, and so they don't take a long actually to give you more fruits every time you do so. And these ones here are tomatoes. These tomatoes are only 1.5 weeks. These ones you're seeing here.
That means it's about 10-20 days?
Yes, about 10-20 days. This type here is called aso. I don't know its English name, but first we call it aso.
Yeah, if you're going to be watching this video,
yes,
or maybe an American, wherever you are,
yes,
I'm sure aso, if you go online, you Google, you get the variety online.
Yes.
And it's something that he has told us. I've learned one thing. Let's keep on listening from him.
That's good. So now, like you're seeing here, I'm going to be using threads, just like you're seeing there. They're going to be growing up here, like that. Yeah, they'll be climbing here. That's why I put these things to support the plants. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how much do you expect to get from these tomatoes just around here?
The whole of these tomatoes?
Yeah.
Because now I have 236 plants around here. And I hope to harvest about 7 Bensons. 7 Bensons.
A day, a year?
The whole harvest.
Okay. A basin is how much?
A Benson goes for 40 for now.
40,000 Ugandan shillings.
Yes.
That is about about 10 point something dollars. Around $10.3.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
That is good for our economy here because the cost of living is not so high. Yeah.
Yes, I think it should be. Actually, it should be even more than that. Given that I'm giving it care now, I'm trying to take care of them so that they don't get sick, to get what I'm planning to get out of them.
So all this you're talking about, that kind of money in a compound that you would be using a lawn mower to slash.
Exactly.
But you can't slash because you have there your crops.
Yeah, I can slash, but what I slash, I use them to mulch, to cover. As you can see this grass here, I use them to mulch so that the soil remains with that moisture to support it in growing. Now that we're in a hot season, water can evaporate, can go quickly up in the atmosphere. So to keep it down there, I have to mulch using the grass around me. So I slash, then I use it.
That's cute and that's cool, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We've moved over the tomatoes, we've seen the green peppers. Let's see what next he has for us.
So along here you're seeing these are still green peppers. Even those ones, I planted carrots. Even in this box there is carrots. Even on this one here, this is also another garden for watermelon, including those 2 gardens there. These are all watermelons that I'm having here. So there's something I hadn't shown you. As you can see, these things here, these are plates. So what I put here is actually these are like banana, sweet banana.
So that is fertilizer.
Yeah, it's basically for fertilizer.
Organic fertilizer.
Exactly. So that this one can feed here, this one can feed here, in case there is a little food in the soil.
How do you plan to irrigate? How do you do irrigation?
Irrigation, I usually use a watering can, but I have water around me here. I work with my neighbors. They have a borehole around me. So they normally give me water for free. I don't pay them. So that has been also easy for me other than using tap water, because tap water usually is expensive.
Yeah. So, Joel,
Yes.
I see you are a young man, nice looking, seemingly educated. Because of your English, it seems you are very educated. Now, what made you start this kind of dirty work, touching the soil?
Yes. First of all, I have passion to do agriculture. Secondly, the motivation is to teach people to learn about agriculture, and myself to learn about what I don't know about agriculture.
So that means if somebody wanted to come and learn, he's welcome here.
Yes, it's very much welcome.
Groups or individuals?
Both.
Give us your number.
My number is 0756 90 29 90. Also 07888 19 394.
Yeah, I think we shall see it on the screen, because this kind of initiative, trying to teach the generation that is young how to farm. You know, Africa is about farming,
Exactly.
and everybody eats, everybody cooks in the house.
That's right.
I've never seen anybody saying has never eaten a tomato, never eaten a green pepper, never eaten a cucumber. So let's embrace farming as young people.
Exactly.
So, I see some ripe tomatoes here. I would wish to ask you, like, how much do you expect to reap from your garden?
Okay.
How much do you reap? How much do you expect to reap from each plant?
Okay. So now you see this garden here, there are approximately 150 plants. So I expect to harvest at least 7 kilos from each plant. That was the expectation from the beginning. Yes, but what I saw from experience, now that they are giving me the fruits, I find it to be that they are going to be giving me a little bit less than that, because they did not actually yield to my expectations.
So I'm seeing the sagging here. What happened, and why? What can you do else that makes these tomatoes remain strong?
So now, like for this one here, it's been like learning, and I've learned that when you use these wires here, when the flower becomes heavy, it usually tends to bend like this. So what I tried to do, like what I showed you on the other young plants, I use now the poles. So I just use the poles to make sure that the plant still grows upward instead of going sideways. So for this one here, I decided to let it be like this, because if I tamper with it, they're going to get disorganized. So I'll first harvest, then I reorganize my garden again.
Okay, I see you planting crops in sacks, and I'm sure no sack is born or is made with soil. How do you make this soil become nutritious for plants, and what fertilizers are you applying to ensure these plants are looking healthy?
Okay, so first of all, I basically use milk and water from boiled eggshells.
Plants drink milk and they eat eggs.
Exactly.
Tell us more
We see
about
that milk is rich in NPK, and eggshells, water from eggshells are rich in calcium. I had a disease here called the blossom end rot. So when I apply that, I solve that problem of blossom end rot.
So your tomatoes don't rot?
No, they don't rot when they're still young.
Because of the shells and the milk?
Exactly.
So means a cow farmer, someone who does a dairy farmer, and then a poultry farmer can do this with ease.
Exactly. So for milk, I normally put 40-60%. 40% milk and 60% water.
Break it down. If I have 1 liter of milk, I put how much water?
So if you have one, let's say, I think you can put half a cup
of water. So how many cups do I need for these 50 plants?
Oh, wait a bit. If you have 1 cup of milk, so that means you're going to put 1.5, let's say 1 cup and a quarter
of water. And how many plants can that concoction of 1 liter, 1 cup of milk and 1 1/4 of water, how many plants can they finish?
I actually don't know, but I think it depends on the back sprayer you're using, because I use a hand sprayer. So if the plant is young, you definitely have to at least water more than 30 plants. Yes. But if they have grown up just like mine here, you may need to water like 15 because you need to make sure that every part of the plant is wet. Every part of the plant is wet.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've always told you that Katap's farm will always bring you the best organic farming. Now, if you eat a tomato that is grown on a milk and the eggs, what do you expect your health to look like? Eh?
Yes.
Look at his face, shining face. He's looking like a father. Eh? So let's embrace organic farming, embrace backyard gardening, and let's not despise any job. One more last question. I want you to encourage or maybe discourage whatever you want to say. What would you tell the youth outside there?
Thank you so much. So for my colleagues, my friends, the youth, here is your message. We come from homes where we have land and we've not actually realized how to use that land. Please come and learn. You can even watch this video and then begin to learn how to do this at your home. It is very possible. They cannot lie you that when you're renting, you cannot do these things. Just talk to your landlord and then come to an agreement, then begin practicing these things so that you don't have to spend so much money. We did a research telling us that a family of 6 people spend more than 3.6 million on just buying vegetables, onions, tomatoes, green pepper in a year. Can you imagine that you can save that money in a year if you grow this? This is very possible. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. So I expect to receive more people come here learning, and we'll be updating you on what is going to happen on the other gardens.
You see, farmers, sometimes we do things which are crazy. And being crazy is normal. So I see this rubbish here, I see this thing, and tell us, what do you do with this?
Okay. So these are banana remainings. So what I normally do with it is that it's what I put here, actually inside here. But before I put them here, I do what is called the pickling. I cut them in small pieces. I boil water, then put them in water and cool down a little bit. I add a little bit of salt. So when they cool completely, that is when I bring and then put them in these containers.
What are
to
they
feed to feed the plants.
So that is fertilizer.
That is fertilizer.
I think you just have to give directions to want to come and learn. Tell us where the location is in simple terms. If you come from Kampala, if you come from Kenya, where should you find you?
Okay. So mainly this garden is located at Musoke Road in Njeru municipality. So when you're coming from Kampala, you branch off from police before reaching Nile.
The River Nile to Jinja.
Yeah, River Nile to Jinja, yes. So you branch off from police station, then you travel about 150 meters. So I'm on the road called Musoke Road. Yes, we are here.
So thank you much, Joel, for everything. It has been a nice time.
Thank you so much.
I wish to thank all our viewers who have been there with us, and always ask you to subscribe, support us, support our garden. The tomatoes are ready, and when these ones get ready, so I'll be coming to show you how they look like and how ready they are, so that you can come and support our brother. And I wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you for visiting.